Imagine standing in front of your boss with every eye on you. Imagine your partner raising their voice in a heated argument. Imagine being in a car accident where panic grips the crowd around you. In those moments, most people break. Their body betrays them. Their hands tremble, their voice cracks, their face leaks fear. It doesn't matter how strong they are. It doesn't matter how smart. Stress doesn't discriminate. It hijacks everyone the same way. And when it does, the world sees it. But there's something almost no one knows. A hidden skill that can make you appear unreadable in the moments when everything is at stake. It's not meditation. It's not deep breathing. It's not some app on your phone. It's older, colder, and sharper. I call it the cold mask technique. A psychological weapon that lets you stand like stone while chaos unfolds around you. With it, you'll appear calm, untouchable, and in control, even if your body is screaming with adrenaline inside. In this video, I'm giving you the full blueprint. First, you'll learn the steps. Then, you'll see the science behind them. After that, I'll take you into real-world scenarios where you'll watch the mask in action. And finally, you'll train with me. 5 drills that will wire this skill into your nervous system until it becomes automatic. By the end, you won't just know how to handle stress, you'll know how to own it. The real enemy. Let's set the record straight. Stress itself is not the enemy. The pounding heart, the shortness of breath, the shaky hands, those are just signals. They're your body's way of gearing up for action. The real enemy is the meaning you attach to them. The second you say, I'm stressed, you fuse your identity with the sensation. You stop being a person experiencing stress. You become stress itself. And in that moment, you surrender control. Think about it. When you were last in a pressure situation, an exam, a job interview, a competition, was it really the event that crushed you? Or was it the story in your head? I can't handle this. I'm panicking. I'm failing. That story is the dagger that cuts you down. And the solutions we're given? Count to 10. Repeat positive affirmations. Breathe in, breathe out. But here's the truth. When adrenaline floods your system, none of that survives. The brain isn't in calm mode. It's in fight or flight. You can't sweet-talk biology. That's why you need something different. Not a soft shield, a hard edge, a psychological weapon that works when the storm is already here. That's what the cold mask gives you. Step 1, the narrator's voice. Stress begins in language. Most people collapse because their self-talk traps them. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I'm losing control. Each time you say that, you hardwire stress into your identity. The first step of the cold mask is to break that chain. Speak as the narrator, not the victim. Instead of I'm nervous, you say, he is under pressure. The body feels tension. It sounds small, but it creates distance. Scientists call this self-distancing. Studies prove it. People asked to describe their feelings in the third person show lower blood pressure, calmer decisions, and faster recovery. Why? Because the brain no longer processes the stress as me. It processes it as data. You go from drowning in the storm to narrating the storm. That shift in voice is the first line of defense. Step 2, the overhead lens. Once you've changed the words, you change the view. Instead of being trapped in your body, you pull back. Imagine a camera floating above you, like a drone shot in a movie. You see yourself moving, breathing, reacting. This is the second layer of distance, the observer effect. Neuroscience proves it. When you see yourself from an outside perspective, you quiet the amygdala, the brain's fear center, and engage the prefrontal cortex, the brain's strategist. That's why elite performers practice visualization. Athletes see themselves scoring before they take the shot. Warriors in history practice stepping outside the self before battle. By seeing yourself from above, you trick the brain into moving out of survival mode and into strategy mode. You stop being the fighter in the chaos. You become the strategist above the battlefield. Step 3, the cold mask. Now comes the final layer, the mask itself. After you've shifted your voice and your view, you seal the system with a face that shows nothing. Imagine pulling a cold, heavy mask over your features. Your heart may pound behind it, but your face remains carved from stone. Why does this matter? Because your face doesn't just reflect emotion, it shapes it. This is called the facial feedback loop. When you smile, your brain feels happier. When you frown, it deepens anger. And when your face twitches in panic, darting eyes, trembling lips, your brain interprets it as confirmation. We're losing control. By freezing your face neutral, you stop sending those signals. Your brain gets nothing but silence, and silence calms it. That's why poker players train their expressions. That's why military leaders keep a blank stare. They know the face is not decoration, it's a weapon. The more you wear the mask, the more it becomes real. Pretend long enough, and the nervous system adapts. What starts as an act becomes your identity. Why it works. So why does this technique actually work when others fail? Because it rewires the chain of stress. The narrator's voice cuts the link between self and emotion. The overhead view shifts your brain from panic to analysis. The mask silences the nervous system's feedback loop. Together, these steps don't just weaken stress, they transform it. Instead of drowning, you rise above. Instead of breaking, you hold firm. And when practiced long enough, situations that once felt overwhelming start to feel like slow motion. Now let's put the cold mask into the real world. The boardroom. Everyone's waiting. Normally, you'd freeze, but you narrate. He is preparing. Drone view. You see yourself at the table. Mask. Face unreadable. Suddenly, the voice steadies. People see control, not fear. The argument. Voices rise, emotions run high. You narrate. He is listening. Overhead, 2 people in the room, mask, expression calm. While the other burns out, you remain the anchor. On stage, hundreds staring, nerves attack, narrate, he is stepping forward. Overhead, the audience shrinks into dots. Mask, stone, calm. You deliver with authority. The sports arena, final shot. The crowd roars, narrate, he is preparing. Overhead, the court, the clock, the motion. Mask carved from stone. The play comes from clarity, not chaos. The emergency, screams, sirens, chaos. Narrate, he is assessing. Overhead, the entire scene in view. Mask, face steady. People look to you for guidance. You become the one they follow. Negotiation, a deal is on the line. The other side tries to rattle you. Narrator, he is considering. Overhead, you see the table like a chessboard. Mask, expression, blank. Your silence unnerves them. Confrontation, someone tries to provoke you in public. Narrator, he is being tested. Overhead, the scene is just moving parts. Mask, no reaction. The aggressor loses power. Different arenas, one weapon, same result, you remain unshakable. Training the cold mask. But knowing is nothing without practice. In the heat of battle, you don't rise to your knowledge, you fall to your training. That's why we drill. 1. The narrator journal. Write every night in third person. Not, I felt stressed. Write, he felt pressure. Train your brain to narrate automatically. 2. The mirror mask. Practice staring into your reflection for minutes without twitching. Teach your face to disobey panic. 3. The overhead replay. Rewatch old stressful moments in your mind from above. Strip them of their emotional sting. 4. Micro stress tests, cold showers, hard workouts, awkward conversations. Deploy the cold mask in small daily battles. 5. The countdown drill. Stand tall, breathe once, count backwards from 5. On 1, narrator voice, overhead view, mask on. Condition yourself to snap into state instantly. 15 minutes a day, that's all it takes. Within weeks, you'll notice the shift. Within months, people will notice it in you. The transformation. At first, it feels like acting, pretend, fake. But repetition changes the nervous system. Illusion becomes reality. Practice becomes identity. One day, when the pressure hits, you'll realize something strange. Your body still feels adrenaline, but your mind stays calm. You'll notice the world slowing down while others panic. You'll notice people looking to you as the anchor in the storm. And you'll realize stress never controlled you. You just hadn't learned the weapon to control it. Now you have. Cold mask technique doesn't make you soft. It doesn't make you numb. It makes you untouchable. So where will you use it first? At work? In relationships? On the field? Drop it in the comments. I'll read everyone. And in the next video, we'll go even deeper into mastering pressure, so you don't just survive stress, you dominate it.